You know that moment when you're listening to Portuguese and a question pops up that just sounds a little weird to your English-speaking brain? Well, today, we are going to tackle one of the biggest culprits.
So you hear something like, de que les estaban a falar? And your brain just goes, wait, hold on. Shouldn't that just be okay? Right? It feels like that de at the beginning just came out of nowhere. It feels totally random.
Okay, if that little word has ever thrown you for a loop, don't worry. You are in exactly the right place. We're going to crack this code together once and for all. And I promise you, it's actually way simpler than it seems. See, it all boils down to one simple, beautiful rule. I like to call it the golden rule. And really, it's all about keeping friends together. And here it is, the big secret. In Portuguese, the preposition has to stay with its verb. They're basically glued together. Think of them like a package deal, a team you just can't break up.
So let's take our main example, the verb falar, which means to talk. Now, in Portuguese, you don't just talk something, no. You always talk of something or talk about something. So it's falar de. That de is just part of the package deal. It's the verb's trusty sidekick. It goes everywhere with it.
And here's why this is so important. If you just say, o que é que eles estavam a falar, you're basically leaving its little partner, de, all alone. And to a native speaker, that just sounds, well, incomplete. It's literally the same as if someone in English said, what were they talking? You'd immediately go, talking about what? It's that exact same feeling of something missing.
Okay, so we've got the why. Now let's get to the how. I'm going to give you a super simple 3-step method that you can use every single time to nail these questions. Seriously, it's this easy. Step 1, just identify the verb. For us, that's falar. Step 2, find its little glue preposition. For falar, that's de. And then step 3, and this is the key, you take that preposition and you move it all the way to the front of the question. Boom. Falar de becomes de que.
And this slide right here shows the fundamental difference. You see, in English, we're totally cool with leaving our prepositions just hanging out at the end of a sentence. What are you talking about? No problem. But in Portuguese, nope. That is a huge no-no. That little word has to be right at the beginning, leading the charge. So about what becomes the que, and to whom becomes a quem.
All right, so you've pretty much mastered falar de now. But the best part is, this isn't some weird isolated rule that only works for one verb. Oh no. This golden rule applies to tons of super common verbs you use all the time. Let's expand that toolkit of yours.
Just take a look at this. You've got gostar de, to like of something. Precisar de, to need of something. Pensar en, to think about something. Brincar con, to play with someone. Are you seeing the pattern here? Every single one of these verbs has its own little buddy, its preposition, and that buddy always jumps to the front when you make it a question.
Let's just quickly walk through another one so it really sinks in. So, the statement is gosto de chocolate. I like chocolate, okay? The verb is gostar, its partner is de. So if you want to ask, what do you like, that de has to move to the front, and you get de que gostas. See? Perfect.
Okay, theory time is over. You've seen the examples, now it's your turn to get your hands dirty. Because you know, the only way to really make this stuff stick is to actually do it. Let's try a few right now.
All right, here we go. First one. The sentence is, Eu gosto de música clássica. I like classical music. So how do you fill in that blank to ask, what do you like? Take a second, think about the verb and its partner. Yes, de. It's gostar de. So that de has to jump to the front. De que gostas. See? You're getting it.
Okay, ready for another one? Let's try this. Eu estou a pensar nas férias. I'm thinking about the holidays. Now, quick hint, that word nas is just a mashup of aim plus as. So, what preposition do you need to ask, what are you thinking about?
It's em, of course. The verb is pensar em, so the em makes the jump. En que é que estás a pensar? Fantastic, you're on a roll.
All right, last one. Let's really lock this concept in. The sentence is, Eu preciso de dicionário. I need a dictionary. So how do you ask the question, what do you need?
And it's de. Yes, because the verb phrase is precisar de, it has to be de que é que precisas. See how that works? Once you know the rule, it's not random at all. It's totally logical.
So, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be the golden rule. The preposition always stays with its verb. They are a team. Just remember those 3 simple steps. 1. Find the verb. 2. Find its little glue preposition. And 3. Move it to the front of the question. That's it. That's the whole mystery. Completely solved.
And really, this isn't just about one little grammar point, is it? It's about a fundamental shift in how you look at Portuguese sentences. So the real question I have for you is, now that you've got this key, what other doors are you ready to unlock? What other parts of Portuguese that felt totally impossible before suddenly seem like maybe, just maybe, you can tackle them?